everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is MTG GhoulDecks. Today I wanted to show y'all the thing that I've been putting together for a little while now, and I've been looking into it and I've been really playing it through and trying to really get it fine-tuned as I could, and this is where I'm at with it right now. This is Eruth Tormented Prophet. This is my Madman tribal deck, I guess you can call it. It's like the wizards that went off the rails, the scientists that went psycho. So what Eruth does is, if you would draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library instead, you may play those cards this turn. She is a 1 generic, 1 blue, 1 red for a 2/4 legendary human wizard. So how are we gonna ramp these spells that we have out, even though this is more of a spell slinger deck, but it's also a combo-ish deck? Well, we're going to start out with High Tide, because we are playing blue, and some of our lands are islands, so why not? Oh, Wayfarer's Bauble, Soul Ring, Fire Diamond, Sky Diamond, Liquid Metal Torque, Mind Stone, Felwar Stone, Is It Signet, Talisman of Creativity, Is It Locket, Arcane Signet, Desperate Ritual, and Command Sphere. So if you noticed, there's not any of those. You know, this right here, the Command Sphere, is probably one of the few that actually draw a card, and we want to do that when it's most beneficial. So let's go on ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of the deck, the main theme of it. So we're going to start out with Stormkiln Artist, because we're going to do it. Well, why not make some treasures? And because we do have a heavy discard theme, and we do kind of rely on our creatures, a Wonder in the Graveyard does actually do wonders. Dragon Rage Channeler, the Mad Prophet. And I love the flavor text on this one. I have seen it, seen the end, seen the beginning of the end. Not death, no. Transcendence. Because when you go mad, you're just going forward. Delver of Secrets, Goblin Electromancer. And here's one of the pieces that we're going to rely on if we get our game plan going the way we want it. Laboratory Maniac. But here's the thing. With Laboratory Maniac, we can indefinitely keep going. With our commander out, we can indefinitely just keep playing the game because we do not draw cards. Now, we would only just keep exiling the top 2, but if somebody else made us draw, it still wouldn't matter, because as long as the root's out, we can still keep playing the game. Gutter Snipe, Archaeomancer, Magus of the Bazaar. This is a card that I never thought I would ever get to play, but because we end up not wanting to have a hand as it is anyway, Magus of the Bazaar just fits, because okay, we're gonna discard 3 cards. We're not gonna have 3 cards. We're just gonna have 4 cards in exile, which is fine by me. Deranged Assistant, Overwhelmed Apprentice, Bergy, God of Storytelling, and no, a Grinning Ignis is not in the deck, unfortunately. Young Pyromancer, Balmor Battle Mage, because when they can fly, why not give them buffs when we start playing, going off in our spells. Curious Homunculus flips into a Anthem effect that gives our instant sorceries minus, they're cheaper to cast. Reckless Scholar. And here's some of the cards of the theme of the deck. Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token in -2. Kind of not really using the -2, but you know, it's there if we need it. Traumatize. Yes, we are trying to mill ourselves for the win if we can, or to get a really big rise from the tides. Look, I'm sorry guys, I know this is a deck for, you know, crazy scientists. But I had to find a way to put zombies in here. And because we're playing instants and sorceries, why not Rise from the Tides? This is a banger of a card for me. And I still get to play zombies. And here we go to the more unlikable win cons of the deck. Thassa's Oracle, and yes, that is a foil, and I love the art in that foil. Oh, so gorgeous. And we also have a foil Jace Folder of Mysteries. Yes, we are going to try and deck ourselves if we have the chance. And Brain Freeze is going to help with that, because if we can do that, we can quite possibly Underworld Breach it. We can get the mana, we can get there. Now the next combo in the deck is Dualcaster Mage and Heat Shimmer, because it just makes the game go by quicker. And if we have any problems finding either of those two wizards, and we have those other pieces in our hand, step through. Wizard Cycling. Wizard Cycling says whenever you cycle this card, you may look for a wizard, put it into your hand. So if we're looking, we can go find them. And now we're going to go into the card advantage, what I like to call it, because we're not going to draw a lot of cards if Eruth is out. So to start it off, we have Brainstorm, Obsessive Research, Ponder, Solve the Equation, Frantic Search. And I wanted to kind of base my spells around things that you would expect a crazy wizard, a mad sorcerer to try and be doing. You know, he's frantically searching for the next thing. Clear the Mind, Compulsive Research, Windfall. Now this one probably doesn't, you know, really just strike the fancy of a mad wizard, but the fact that you're discarding your hand, quote unquote hand, to draw cards, that's probably, you know, you're wheeling away the knowledge as, you know, as you build your library or your deck. Chemist's Insight, Faithless Looting, Desperate Ravings. Shreds of Insanity does not get enough love, because you can return up to one target instant card and up to one target sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand and discard a card. You get to put those into your hand. 2 cards in your hand. You don't see that very often. And then also a Mystical Retrieval in case we just want one for a little bit more expensive price, but with a flashback ability, so it's good either way. Now we get to go into our removal category, starting off with Pongify, Arcane Denial, Counterspell, Negate, because we do not want our spells countered. Unsubstantiate will put a creature that cannot be countered back into an opponent's hand. So we're not countering the spell, we're just putting it back in their hand so they have to cast it again. That's a good note. Supreme Will, Rewind, Abrade, Chaos Warp, and I really am glad that I chose this art, because this goes perfectly with the madness and chaos that can ensue with being a crazy wizard. And finally, Is It Charm? And then we're going to move into our non-basic lands, and we do have some pretty non-basic lands, as it turns out. Starting out with Is It Guildgate, Command Tower, Sulphur Falls, Fiery Islet, the River Glide, Lava Glide Pathway, City of Brass, Steam Vents, Mystic Sanctuary, my proxy of a volcanic island, a proxy Misty Rainforest. Let's see if I can put them all in the same one. Oh, I only put another one. Wooded Foothills. It's for some land fetching if we need a specific color or if we want to try and get our duels out. Riptide Laboratory just saves a wizard. Reliquary Tower is it's bad to say it, but this is a filler for a graveyard hate land or another card draw land, something that we can get like It slips my mind right now. But it's holding its spot. Temple of Epiphany, Swiftwater Cliffs, Prismatic Vista, Shivan Reef, and Volatile Fjord. So that is my Eruth Madman Tribal deck. It's a theme deck. I love playing it. It really makes you... This deck has made me a better Magic player because it made me think, okay, I need to sequence my spells a certain way to get the best outcome. And it does really good when it comes to stuff like that. And I'm a horrible spell slinger player. I'm like throwing them out faster than somebody wants to try and tell me about the movie I haven't seen yet. Tell me what if you know that reference down in the comments below. But that is going to be it for today, guys. I really appreciate everybody that watches, that likes, comments, and shares. All my subscribers. I'm up to 88 or 89 now. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Everybody, I appreciate it. But as I said, that was going to be it for today, guys. And I'll see you guys next time in the graveyard.